Salve discipuli. Okay, I'm about to prepare you all, and this is for sophomores and seniors alike. You're both going to do the same activity. I'll prepare you all for a 10 and 10, which means we're going to have a quiz on Monday, and it's basically going to be a 5-point quiz, but if you can get a total of 10 correct here, you'll get a 10 out of 10. Okay? If you get fewer than 5 correct, you'll get something like a 4 out of 5 or a 3 out of 5, etc. Okay, sophomores, you know this well. Seniors, you'll figure it out. All right, so what we're going to work on today is noun and adjective agreement. So here's our word bank to start out with. We have dolor, doloris masculine, which means pain, and dominus, domini masculine, which means master. Okay? Then we have mora, morai feminine, which means delay, and mors mortis feminine, which means death. Now, at this point, we're going to stop and point out what declensions these belong to. Since this is dolor doloris with an is, that means it's third declension. Similarly, all the way over here, mors mortis with the is, that means it's third declension. Over here we have an ae, that's the signal for first declension, and over here we have an I, that's the signal for second. So we've got 2 third declension nouns, then we've got a first declension and a second declension. Then for adjectives, we're going to get magnus, magna, magnum, which means great, and that is a first and second declension adjective. We know because it has an us, a, pattern. So all forms of this word will either be first or second declension. Over here we have senex, senis, which means old, and there's an is in here, so that tells you it's a third declension adjective. So all of its forms will follow third declension patterns. Okay, tomorrow when you get the quiz, you will get the same word bank. The order might be different, by the way. I can do that. But what will definitely be different is you will not have the English word. Okay, so you'll have to know what each of these means. Notice mora and mors are kind of similar. All right, dolor and dominus are kind of similar as well. Okay, maybe you can think of English words that will help you remember that. A master dominates. Okay, mortuary is where you find death. I don't know, something like that. It's up to you. You guys can figure it out. All right, so what will the actual quiz be like? It'll look like this. I'm going to do 2 examples with you, then I'll cut you loose to do the rest. So you will have a standalone, either a noun or adjective all by itself, like dolorem here. Okay, and what I want to do is I want to highlight the ending on it and then use that to figure out what case I'm looking at. Dolorem comes from dolor, which is third declension, so this is accusative, singular, and we know dolor is masculine. So I'm looking over here at a first and second declension adjective to find the accusative, singular, masculine form. Okay? And this one, magnum, is the accusative, singular, masculine form. So I'm going to circle magnum, because that's the one that agrees with dolorem. Then over here, I'm going to have to do 2 things. I'm going to have to say what case the correct answer is in, which is accusative, and then I have to translate it. Great pain. Okay, so I do a total of 3 things. I circle the one that agrees, I identify the case, and I translate. Let's try number 2. I've got morai and then either sene or senis. Alright, so I'm going to highlight the ending on morai, and I know that comes from a first declension noun, so I know this is either genitive singular, dative singular, or nominative plural. Those are all possibilities. I'm going to look over here at this third declension adjective. Is either one of these genitive singular, dative singular, or nominative plural? The answer is, with this is, senis. That's a genitive singular form. Okay, obviously I have to know my charts to do this. So I've circled the correct answer. I'm going to identify the case, which is genitive, and then I'm going to translate old delay. You do not need to say of the old delay for this. I'm going to assume you know that's how the genitive works. Just old delay. All right? Now, here's what I'm going to recommend you do. Get out your phone, use it as a stopwatch, and give yourself maybe, I don't know, say 8 to 10 minutes to try the rest of these. All right, pause it and try the rest of them, and then we'll go over it. So go ahead and pause now and give it a shot. Okay, welcome back. All right, so over here we've got mores. That's a nominative singular feminine. So I'm looking for Magnus aum that's nominative singular feminine. This is the only one that's nominative singular feminine, magna. So that's nominative, and it would be a great death. Next one, I have magna as my established form. That's a short, or long A, coming from magnus aum, a first and second declension adjective. So where does the long A show up in the first declension? In the ablative singular. So I go over here to this third declension noun, and I say which one of these is ablative singular feminine. The answer is morta. Then I would write ablative over here. Okay, and that means great death again. Number 5, the ES here tells me it's either nominative or accusative plural. I'm looking over here at the second declension noun for an accusative or nominative plural. Dominos is accusative plural, so boom, there you go. Accusative, and it's going to be old masters. Number 6, dolora with that E. That's an ablative singular form. We know this is a masculine word. So I'm looking over here to find something that's ablative singular masculine. That's ablative singular, but it's feminine. This is ablative singular masculine. So I'm going to choose this. And I'm going to say ablative. And I'm going to say great pain. Number 7. I've got mortibus, the IBUS. That's a dative or ablative plural form. I'm looking over here for a dative or ablative plural. Boom. Magnis. Then I'm going to write either dative or ablative. I don't care what you put. That's supposed to be an A. All right. And then I'm going to say great deaths. And I'm going to say deaths because it's plural. I want to keep it plural. All right. Down here we've got morarum. Notice the ARUM ending. All right, from the first declension, that's a genitive plural. I'm looking over here at this third declension adjective to figure out which one of these is genitive plural. The IS is genitive singular, but the IUM is genitive plural. So I'm going to say senium, I'm going to say genitive, and I'm going to say old delays. Number 9, domini is either nominative plural or genitive singular. So I'm looking over here for a nominative plural or a genitive singular. This is a really tricky one. This is a really tempting option. But this I in the third declension adjective is either dative or ablative. Does not apply to us here. The senis, the IS, is genitive singular. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to say genitive, and I'm going to say the old master. And then finally, mora. All right, no long mark over this A. It's just my first part here. It's nominative singular and feminine. So which one of these is a nominative singular form from the third declension? Well, look at my dictionary entry up here. Senex, there's your nominative singular form. Okay, so I'm going to circle this. It's going to be nominative. And this is an old delay. Okay, so we're done. If you are hazy on the concept of the quiz, hang on. And I'll explain it again. If you understand the concept of the quiz, you can go. So the way the quiz will work is you will get a total of 12 of these. All right, not these exact same ones, but ones similar to it. You will get this word bank without the English words. You will get no resources, and you will have 10 minutes. In those 10 minutes, you want to get as many of these perfect as you can. For each one you get perfect, you get 1 point. Okay? Let's say you get 4 perfect. That would be a 4 out of 5 for this quiz. Let's say you get 5 perfect. That's a 5 out of 5. Let's say you get 7 perfect. That's still just a 5 out of 5. To get to a higher grade, higher than 5 out of 5, you have to get a total of 10 perfect, which is why we call it a 10 in 10. 10 points in 10 minutes. If you get 9 perfect, it's still a 5 out of 5. But if you get 10 perfect, you get a 10 out of 10. Basically 2 5s out of 5. Okay, hopefully that helps clear it up. It'll be fun. Okay, we'll see you guys in class. Wow, later.